Carolina Jackpot, coming at ya from the home studio. If you see the illuminated South Carolina, I don't know what the hell you call that picture, I guess, in the background. I got that from my uncle. Cleaned out his old man cave, and he gave it to me. So I was very glad, very excited, and happy to have that. Rob will not be with us tonight. We've already got one thumbs down. Guess what? I got a finger for you. Won't you give me another one? Damn jackass. Let me get everything here just situated, just right, gang. Not exactly an expert at this, but I am live streaming here and then looking at the comments, and we live with the phone lines tonight. It's not streaming underneath here. What's up, Brandon Kuhn? Hey, I can see you here. That's cool. I don't have all the bells and whistles like Rob has with that old expensive highfalutin phone system. But I will be able to take your call here at 864-490-4660. That's 864-490-4660. Hit the thumbs up if you are in the chat room. Certainly would appreciate that. Megan said, did the FBI raid Rob's house for lewd acts on Facebook? No, actually, Rob, he had the bubble guts tonight. Remember, like old, what's his name? Smokey on front. Was it Smokey that had the bubble guts, or was it Day Day had the bubble guts? I can't remember. I think it was Smokey that had the bubble guts. Anyway, he's got the shits this evening, and he's throwing up and not feeling too awful great. So he's not going to be with us. Let's see here. Oh, Andre says I'm going to bust his ass. I don't know if it's mine or Rob's, but anyway. Blake Robinson says Beamer will upset one of the new members, either A&M or Missouri. Yeah, it was Smokey. That's right. Anyway, guys, phone number in the thumbnail to the video, 864-490-4660. If you'd like to throw a super chat out there, you can go ahead and do so if you wish. In the description box below this video, there's a link to the PayPal where you can also PayPal us, and it won't steal any of our/your money. Brandon Kuhn says, Kel Gamecocks are going to get a big commit tomorrow from 4-star defensive back Kenny Nelson from Pennsylvania. Will be the highest rated recruit, 20 Yeah. Yeah, that's what you're saying. I don't know why that didn't happen today. I thought it was supposed to happen today, and now all of a sudden it's happening tomorrow. Who knows? Anyway, he's gonna commit tomorrow. A lot of people thought it'd be Oscar Delp. I'm getting so sick of this damn Oscar Delp shit, man. I'm telling you, shit's really starting to annoy the hell out of me with the damn. Somebody threw up a meme yesterday with a the USCF. I don't know how it. Oh, his damn. What's up, Brock Lee? His name fit into SCAR. Okay, OSCAR. And the SCAR was gone. It's just stupid, man. It's stupid. Y'all are making this guy out to be God's gift to football. My gosh, okay? It ain't like we're recruiting Trevor Lawrence here or something, or or just whoever. I mean, y'all didn't do this for Jordan Birch? Did you hear about the death of Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff? Yes, I did. Very sad. You know what I thought was most entertaining, I remember about Paul Orndorff was the Pretty Wonderful gimmick when he was a tag team with Pretty Paul Roma in WCW around 1993, 1994-ish. I thought that was, for some reason, I thought that was just really don't know, what, innovative? I just thought it was different. Anyway. 864-490-4660. Only 17 people in here so far. I thought there would be more folks in here joining it when I saw that it was just Carolina Jackpot. Megan, thank you for the super chat. It says pro sports suck. Bring on college football. I agree. I did think it would have been more people in here just seeing it was just Jackpot. Because some people just Sharif Rob is he's got the case of the upset stomach this evening, so he won't be with us. His stomach hurts. Thought it'd be more people here this evening since y'all sometimes half the time y'all bitch about Rob and say, "Wow, I don't like him. I wish you'd just do the show by yourself sometime." Meh. I'm just kidding, but they do. Y'all always do that. Not all y'all, but I mean, some people bitch about it, and people actually told me that my views on my channel and a lot of my videos, which I bitch about a lot, say that it's because his show and all that brings the algorithm down. What is that? Bob Rutherford, that's the South Carolina. It's an illuminated neon picture. That brings down the YouTube algorithm. I don't know. I don't really think it does. I mean, it don't matter that much to me anyway. He does a good job, so we're going to keep him around for a little while. But anyway, if you want to call the show, 864-490-4660. I'd love to have you on. I don't know if Pigskin Pete does his live stream right now during this time or not. Maybe he does. But anyway, that's Damn Tater Show anyway. But I wanted to get into talking about SEC teams that I think may surprise some people this year. Baggy Maggie says, Crackpot, what number of wins would you be happy with this year? 6. I mean, to be honest with you, 6. I mean, win the 4 games that we should win. Win another game there that we should win against Tennessee, which nobody think. Oh well, South Carolina on the pro football, the pro football focus. Sharif says your channel's going to skyrocket this season. I'm in Columbia, and we all love you, recent alumni students. We tune into your show all the time. Thank you, I appreciate that. My son has a friend that goes down to the University of South Carolina, and they said they had me tuned in and on the TV. In his friend's frat house dorm, whatever it was, like downstairs, and like 30 people was watching it, but only, on one TV. So that's just one view, right? But, a lot more people actually see it. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Good God. There ain't nothing in the world worse than when a dog fucking farts. Ain't nothing. Why are you doing that, man? And why is it? I mean, I spent $3 on some tennis balls for him tonight, and he's already chewed one up, hadn't you? Anyway, I hated that Rob was sick tonight, so that's why I went on ahead and got into here and did this one, because I'm on vacation next week. I'll be leaving Saturday morning at like 5 a.m. I'm going to Pennsylvania for the week, but I am going to do the Rob and Kel show next week anyway, so it doesn't matter. Last year, when I went, I've been up there the past 5 years. I think I did it last year. I'm pretty sure I did. The internet where we go to in the Pocono, it's kind of shoddy sometimes, but last year it was okay. Yeah, natural light and a dog fart. Thank God for the natural light. But yeah, I'm not like some of these people who's like, well, I'm on vacation this week. I'm not going to do the show. Why not? It ain't like your daggone wife or anybody else's. They ain't. Brian says you're going to do the scratch tickets video again. Yes. It ain't like, they're, at that time of night that they got a lot going on. Wednesday night may be an issue. I don't know what we're going to do Wednesday, because every time when we up there, we go to New York City. Last year we didn't go to New York City because of the pandemic. That place was was having some issues last year. So we really did not, we didn't go there, but we went to, we go every other year. We're going this year. So I don't know if we might go to New York City that day. If we do, then I might not be able to do it Wednesday, but I'm definitely doing it Sunday night. I don't know what happened right there. Anyway, call the show, 864-490-4660. Justin Martin says, Carolina Jackpot, which SEC East team do you dislike the most, Florida or Georgia? I dislike both. I wish we could beat Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee every year. Yeah, me too, but normally, we normally only do about once of those. Florida. I can't stand Florida. Bag of Megan say better be careful in New York City. I know. All the evening. Hello, you're on with Carolina Jackpot.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna cut this down. I'm gonna cut this off actually.
Yeah.
So how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. So what in the hell? I'm hearing these crazy people now. I'm not. There's a couple who say that Heupel's better than Beamer, and that Tennessee. And what is wrong with them? They've lost their mind.
Well, he's got a track record, I guess, as a head coach. He's had some success, but let's not forget at Central Florida, every year that he was there, his teams kind of regressed a little bit from what Scott Frost was doing. Did they not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, he was living off of somebody else's laurels.
Yeah, and somebody else's recruits.
That's right. And that's the point. And so I'm not to say that Shane's, a lot or perfect, but this whole notion that Heupel's better than Shane is they're stretching the truth here. I don't think it's proven. So let's just see.
No, it's not, and I can't exactly remember when it was that Heupel left college and became a coach. I think is he a few years younger than Shane? Maybe, not sure. But Shane's been a college coach at some level in some capacity for 20 years. His team, they are 167 and 100. And that also includes three win seasons at Mississippi State in the mid 2000s. If you take that out and add a little bit more to it, you could probably add 10 more wins to that and take 10 more losses away. The teams have been successful, and he's coached. He's learned under some really good coaches. Sylvester Croom. I'll even say Phil Fulmer. George O'Leary at Georgia Tech his first year. Kirby Smart, I'll even throw him in there. Lincoln Riley, most notably, one of the hottest younger coaches there are right now. You'd think that Shane would be the one teaching and Lincoln Riley would be the one learning, but it's the other way around. But he hasn't. And his dad. And Steve Spurrier. So he hasn't really, he has not really been under anybody who wasn't successful at some level. And that has got to bleed over into your pedigree somewhere. I just think that he's absorbed that over the years. And I just think that there's not any way that he's not going to have some degree of success. He may not win SEC championships, but he's going to get the program elevated. He's going to bring it out.
Back on the map.
He's going to put it back on the map. He's going to get it out of the doldrums. There toward the end, around late 2018 to 2019. There wasn't that many of us hanging around still supporting Will Muschamp. I did, man. I tried my best, but I even tried after that absolute disaster against Virginia in that bowl game. I gave him one more chance, but then when we went and when he blew that North Carolina game,
Yeah.
that was it. I was done. I was done with him. I separated myself from him, and I just never looked back after that.
I'm a Clemson fan. I'm Humphrey Billy Paul. I meant to announce myself. I'm sorry I didn't.
Oh, okay. For Billy.
But yeah, so I might. I mean, look, I have no reason to, praise South Carolina, but at the same time, I'm not an idiot, and I truly do watch a lot of football. I mean, I've watched Shane, and I watched him develop. Now, I always thought he was a coach's son. He wasn't going to amount to anything. He's proven people wrong over and over again. He's adapted. He's learned. He's got a learning curve that slopes upward, right? And I just think it's going to be an interesting time to watch South Carolina come out of the ashes a little bit here. But I just wanted to call in and give you a shout out and say, hey, thanks, man. It's cool to see somebody sticking with it, and regardless of all the bullshit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, take care of the farting dog. He doesn't mean to have a stinky fart. You know that.
I know he doesn't. He's just him, And we will. Thank you, Hover Billy Paul.
All right, man. Take care.
Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Hover Billy Paul, great YouTube supporter of the Carolina Jackpot channel there. The lighting took a little dip there, a little turn for the worst. Had to plug the PC back in, and my lighting tool, and there she goes, is plugged into the PC. Anyway, Alan V says Muschamp's a scout for UGA this year. Makes sense. He can hide in the film room. Yeah, I mean, if you idiot let him on your sidelines, I mean, you're screwed. Brandon Kuhn said, Kel, who's your favorite kicker to ever play in college? I like Blewett, kid from Pittsburgh. He was way better than a sorry-ass kicker NC State had. Blewett's, man, yeah. I don't know, man. Jiggy. I don't know. Gamecock kickers, I guess I liked Spencer Lanning was a good one for the Gamecocks. Colin Mackey was a good kicker too back in the day. Blake Robinson says Jackpot Leach and Mississippi State didn't go scoop up Jack Abraham during the offseason, naming his star for no reason. Look out. I didn't know. Okay, yeah, okay. According to Phil Steele, yep, they did. He is there, but it still says Will Rogers is going to be your starter. Anyway, getting to that point, I look for that team. I look for y'all to be my surprise team out of the SEC West. I mean, Mississippi State returning 8 starters on offense and 8 on defense. I swear, I didn't even know anything about this jackass Abraham. But anyway, I knew he was decent there. They had some problems last year, right? At Southern Miss. So they had, like, the coach got fired, like, week 1. And then, what was it? They promoted, like, the interim coach to head coach. And then he ran off and, like, took the head coach job at, like, Austin P or somewhere like that. Wasn't that what he did? That's just damn retarded. I mean, you could have been the damn head coach at Southern Miss. Why you want to go be the head coach at Austin P? What a clown. Anyway, so he's going to be probably your starting quarterback. Well, that makes sense. I mean, you do return some wide receiver production there. So that's my pick for surprise team in SEC West. I mean, after you beat LSU last year, I mean, you really didn't do a lot. You did win the fight against Tulsa, in my opinion. Arkansas's got about 19 returning starters as well, too, so they may have something to say about that as well. But the coach quit after his first game. But they usher in a new quarterback. A kid named KJ Jefferson who likes to run around a little bit. Last year, Felipe Franks was more of a pro-style quarterback, more of a drop-back passer. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. I'm not bought in on Arkansas. I mean, I think they, that second week against Texas, I think they get bent over a little bit, maybe take one. Steve Sarkisian knows how to exploit Arkansas. Hell, he beat them last year 52-3. So there you go. So I don't look for things to go all that well for the old Razorbacks in that game, and maybe things kind of roll downhill from there. They got to go to Georgia. They got to go to Alabama. Thought Franks was tough for Arky last year. Franks did a good job last year, I thought. Franks took a lot of shit. He took a lot of crap at Florida there under Jim McElwain, but then when Mullen came in, he kind of quietly made him into a better quarterback. Quietly. Let's see. Tony Jackson says Louisiana going to mess Sark up in game one. I don't know about that. I think that's going to be a hard environment for UL Lafayette to go into and win. Yeah, it was a lot easier last year to go into Ames, Iowa during COVID in front of 2,000 fans than to go into Darrell K. Royal Stadium in front of 90,000 Longhorns and win. I mean, I don't see that. And you saw a lot of that last year, and those small crowds did have something to do with that. So, yeah, I don't think that that's going to happen. I'll take Texas in that. Megan says, unless I'm missing it, you may want to post the phone number. Sir, it's in the thumbnail of the video, the thumbnail. 864-490-4660. 864-490-4660. I do apologize. I don't know how to run it across the bottom. Louisiana physically beat Iowa State. Best money bet in week one. I'm not. No. Texas is going to be ready for that after last year, and they saw what they did with them, so I'm not. I'm not all about them. I'm also not all about begging. So I was talking about begging Megan, and I was at Billy Napier. Not a fan. Just not a fan. I thought Billy Ball was going to come to Columbia last year, but it didn't. And I don't know. I think that we may have come out on the better end of that deal anyway. He ain't been around that long. He also coached under fucking Dabo, who I can't stand. My surprise team in the SEC East may be a surprise to some, but not to me. With the most returning starters in the SEC East, I think Vanderbilt's going to surprise some people. I really do. 0-9 last year against an all-SEC schedule. They had a ton of COVID issues, guys. A ton of COVID issues. Didn't have any fans at any of their home games to speak of. And they ushered in, a bunch of new players, a bunch of young players. This year, I mean, the schedule lightens up a little bit. You got an East Tennessee State game. You got a UConn game, which was, should be wins. Just looking at the conference schedule, I think that Vanderbilt beats Tennessee, and that's going to make Tennessee people mad because it's the road game. It's the last one of the year. I think they win that one. I think they win at Colorado State. I think. Now, that one winning at Colorado State for Vanderbilt this year, which is in game 2, that may actually be tougher than beating Tennessee on the road. I mean, it just may. These are facts. I also think that Vanderbilt could knock off Stanford at home in week 3. Stanford's a program. That's a dying program. what's his name? David Shaw. He's actually not on the hot list. See, they ranked him 1 or 0 to 4 or 5 as far as hot list ability, I guess you'd call it. And he was like a 4, which means he's not getting fired. But David Shaw's teams, they have regressed every year. Every year they've regressed out there. I mean, a lot of people really don't care because they don't watch it. I don't watch no Pac-12 football anyway. I don't give a shit. Blah, blah, blah. But I like David Shaw. I thought he was a good coach, but they're not really. But that's the battle of the smart kids. It would shock me. Wouldn't shock me if Vanderbilt knocked me off. It would surprise me, but it wouldn't shock me. And then you look at their SEC games. The Tennessee game, I think, is going to be a win. They're at Mississippi. I mean, I think they lose that one. Jerome Pruitt says, so Jackpot, we were talking earlier, a site has Tennessee beating Ole Miss in Knoxville. You buying? No. No. They may beat Kentucky. Who said that? That is retarded. That is, I mean, it's just absolutely dumb. It's dumb. I mean, they have not. I was sitting back and forth here arguing with a Tennessee fan earlier. 864-490-4660. If you want to be on the show. We're not like Uncle Lou. I don't have people on hold here. I'm just waiting for someone to call. 864-490-4660. Yes, Pigskin Pete is currently streaming. He's got 39 people in his chat, and that son of a bitch got $50. What the fudge? Somebody named Richard Williams gave him $50. He must want to suck his goober or something. Ain't nobody ever gave me no damn $50, except for the South Carolina Education Lottery. Good Lord. Anyway, what was I looking for here? Carolina Jackpot, do you think Ole Miss will surprise people? I mean, I don't think that it's going to be a surprise. They're going to put up a lot of points. They're going to put up a lot of points. They're going to score against a lot of people. Sharif says even Bama. That's true. They already did it last year. Defensively, I mean, I think they're not that good. But Lane, they got a good thing going on there. 864-490-4660. We got to get up more people going live here than what Pigskin Pete has. I may have to take my clothes off, y'all. I have to do it. Sorry. That would cause the number to go from 31 to 0. Let's see here. What we got going on? What's up? Invite your friends. Share the live video. Get everybody involved here. 864-490-4660. The phone number is in the thumbnail. If you don't listen good, if you don't have a pencil to write that down. Chris Rich says he's taking the Sync +5. You should be a taker on that one. Anyway, Vanderbilt's got the quarterback returning. Good evening, you're on with Carolina Jackpot.
Crack pipe, what's up, buddy?
Megan, how are you? Hey, I don't mean to throw your personal business out there, but your ID on there said Palatka, Florida. Is that where you live?
That's not quite where I live. I live closer to Gainesville, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went to Palatka, Florida last year in October. We went over there, and it was still like 80-something degrees. So we just wanted something to do one day when we was in Daytona for 5 days, and went over there across that long bridge. It's a nice little town there. Reminds me of Beaufort, South Carolina, in a way.
Much like everything else around here, it used to be a one-horse town. Now people are moving in as fast as they can. So All of our little small towns are turning into larger towns down here rapidly. But anyway, Rob's got a case of the Dan Mullins this afternoon, sounds like.
Yes, he does.
Well, all right, so I'm just making sure you weren't in any trouble for pulling anything out there on Facebook.
No. He's actually sick this evening. He said he was dry heaving and throwing up. So I said it's okay. You can go on ahead and take the day off, and I'll go on ahead and do a show myself. Well, I didn't tell him I was going to do a show myself. I just said, all right, go on ahead. And then I got one of them wild hairs I like to get sometime. And I said, what if I just did a show myself? I just put my own phone number on here and had people call in. And so far, we've had 2 callers, which is normally about 1 more than we normally have on my show with him. So, hey, we're doing something right.
Well, I appreciate you plowing through, man, and deciding to take it all on yourself there.
Yep.
Hey,
So,
I do want to mention that Rob had said something on his. I wasn't able to catch you so live, but I watched a little bit of the replay there, and he had said something about the South Carolina transfer. I guess you had some no-name receiver transfer.
yeah.
One of my biggest pet peeves, man, are rival fan bases. You know, you may have a run of 3 or 4 transfers, and then, rival fan bases jump all over it. Anything they can get, but it means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, I will say this: what Tennessee has going on, that's a different ball game over there. There's something else to it. But anytime you, especially get a new coaching staff, you are going to have a larger than normal number of transfers. That's just the way it works.
Yeah, I mean, it does. This kid, he was a 4-star receiver. He's from Greensboro, North Carolina. He was part of the 2020 class. He's from the Greensboro, North Carolina area. And I don't know why. I mean, he didn't pan out, but last year, I mean, he did nothing. He did absolutely nothing. I mean, as unproductive and horrible as that offense was last year, I mean, my God, you would have thought that anybody with one shred of ability to catch a football would have been out there at some point in time, and he never was. So I'm thinking, either he didn't practice hard, he didn't look good, or the coaches didn't like him, or he had a bad eye. I don't know. None of us really know. But he left, it's a new day, and I mean, Beamer and staff have done nothing to me but show positivity. But Beamer's also said that he believes in processes, he believes in perfecting things, and maybe this is a kid. Maybe he couldn't handle tough coaching. I'm not really sure, but he left. I mean, we didn't lose a lot of production. I mean, it's not like a case with Tennessee with Henry Toa, who was our leading tackler, who decided to jet for our rival, one state down below. I mean, it's not a huge blow for us. We'll be fine. But, yeah, rival fan bases do. They're like, oh, look at that. Look at that. The barn's on fire and the rats are running away. Look at them. It's a shit show. Oh, God. They ain't going to win 1 game this year. Come on, people. Be smarter than that.
And let me predict something as well. Because you do have a new coaching staff, after about a week, maybe 2 of fall camp, you're liable to see another rash of transfers from kids who get they weren't all the way bought in, and then they get their panties in a wad when they're not shining during fall camp, and they pull out quickly. I mean, we're dealing with a whole generation of kids who have never been told no their entire life, and that's evident in the people who are marching out in the street, burning everything down every time they don't like something. No one's ever told these kids no, and you're seeing that kind of show its head there in all of college sports now as well.
Exactly. I mean, it's just like my job in retail. I mean, I'm a retail manager by trade, and whenever I take over a new store, it doesn't matter where it's at or and this happens with other folks I know too. You take over a new store, people start quitting. All of a sudden, people that's been there for a while, 2, 3 years, whatever, and they'll quit for no reason.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, I'm not a dick. I'm like, I didn't talk to him shitty. I mean, I didn't, I wasn't disrespectful to you in any way, shape, or form. It's just change, and they think that I'm not going to be able to get away with what I was getting away with before. So let me go on ahead and gas it and get out of here before, I end up looking bad. I mean, and that's just silly. Just silly.
And a lot of those employees you're talking about are going to find out, just like so many of these players, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have left there. Because
the grass is not greener on the other side, and now I'm in a bad situation, and I wish I had given XYZ a chance. Yeah,
That's
exactly right.
Exactly right. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you have a whole wave of them during fall camp, and it looks bad at the moment, but I'm telling you, in the end, it's not necessarily a bad thing. So just be ready. And Georgia's going to have plenty too. Look, when you bring in the recruiting classes that they do, there's only one football, and again, these kids have never been told no.
Yeah, only 11 guys can be on the field at one time.
Right.
And for the most part, with the exception of a few games, I mean, especially if you're playing conference games, most of these things are competitive until, at least some point in the third quarter. I mean, am I right? I mean, and then this is when, if you're in a blowout situation, mid-third quarter, fourth quarter, that's when these guys are going to get a chance to, and by that time, it really is not as meaningful as it was a quarter earlier. So,
that's right.
Well,
yeah, just a pet peeve of mine when people jump on this transfer thing, and then guess what? You run your mouth, and then 2 weeks later, it's your team having a mass exodus. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So just be careful with your mouth. Is my point on the whole transfer thing. It's a lot of nonsense, but hey, I appreciate it again, man. I'll let you run.
All right, thank you, Megan. Megan out there on the phone lines. Appreciate that. Hufflebilly Paul says, Begging, when UGA has my chats disappear. Top 5 recruiting classes and 5-star stack. Why do they need transfers to fill their roster? I think depth. Y'all hold it down for just a second. I gotta go to the bathroom. Not in the sink. Thank you. Oh. 864-490-4660, 864-490-4660 if you'd like to call into the show. It's also on the thumbnail with the new Carolina Jackpot logo. What's up, Randall? How you doing, buddy? How's things down in the bayou this evening? That's hot, ain't it? Hot and muggy. Yes, sir. Anyway, the new Carolina Jackpot logo is something I borrowed off of Facebook, which was some young kid was just messing around on Photoshop, did a new. Thank you for the PayPal, Hufferbilly Paul. Appreciate that a lot. Nice PayPal donation from Hufferbilly Paul. I do appreciate that. Adam Matthews says I'm out. Have a good evening. 864-490-4660. Call into the show. Brian Coon says, okay, where'd you get this from? Kel, what you do? Damn it. I hate it when these chats, like, they just disappear. Brandon Coon says, Kel, did you go to Wade Hampton? They weren't very good in football when I was in high school. They were probably a lot better when you were there, though. No, actually, they weren't. I played at Wade Hampton, and we lost. We lost a lot of games. We lost 20-something games in a row. We finally won one when I was a senior. So, yeah. We're still at 30 live viewers right now. Pigskin Pete is at 32. Damn it. The son of a bitch is still ahead of us, but that's okay. He's talking about week 1 games and something called Tiger Baskins joining the show. Must be riveting over there. He's got all the bells and whistles. Here we're just drinking natural light. But anyway, yeah, we're terrible at football, and we were really bad. We played some tough teams too when I was a freshman with JV and a sophomore, junior, and my junior year we moved down to 3A. Foreskin Pete. We moved down to 3A. When we moved down to 3A, it was a little bit more competitive. We were playing teams like Greer, Riverside, Brandon, and Broome was in there. Travelers Rest, East Side, Wayne at Berea, teams like that. But when we were 4A, dude, we were playing Lawrence, and that was back in the day when Lawrence was good, when Bobby Ivy was the head coach. And they were state championship contenders back then. Dorman, they weren't in our region, but we played them, in the non-conference or non-region games. Easley, Malden, Hillcrest was in there, which none of that, they weren't any good, really. T.L. Hannah was in there. They were pretty tough. But Greenwood, they were tough. Obviously, Pickens was 4A, but they moved down to 3A. They moved down to 3A when Wade Hampton moved up to 4A, and then it's whatever. But Wade Hampton has been dog shit in football for years. They had a couple of good years around 2010, 11-ish. Where they made the playoffs about 3 years in a row, but they had some good players, had a little run of good guys over there, but other than that, they have been just absolutely awful. And the bad thing about it, East Side actually has kind of elevated their football program a little bit. So yeah, there's that. That's your main rival, and they're in the region below or classification below you, and you're still not even beating them. So there's there at Pendleton. Billy Paul says, yeah. Clinton, he said, yeah, they're not as good as they used to be. Yeah, you're right. Billy says, my school is Berea, and we had a time. Yes, sir. I've worked in Berea a bunch of times. Last store I managed for the company that I worked for was in Berea. I used to work for Winn-Dixie in Berea. Not the old one, but the newer one. Not the old one that was beside the Kmart that's closed now, but the other one that's closed. Across from that. The big one, the Marketplace. Anyway. Travelers Rest, man. Travelers Rest was nothing. Travelers Rest sucked at football. Not worth a shit. We still couldn't hardly beat their damn ass. Blake Robinson says, Jackpot, true or false, Beamer wins more games in year 1 than he does in win 2? I don't know. call coming in.
How you
Good
doing?
evening, Carolina Jackpot time coming at you. How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
Yep. Hey, Carolina Jackpot. It's been a tough day at Stockholm because we lost Cisco's to Detroit. What your thoughts on that?
Wait a minute. It says your name's Janet. You don't sound like Janet.
Oh, my name is Justin. Excuse me.
Oh, that's okay. What was the question again? Hold on a second.
Okay.
What was the question again?
What your thoughts about soccer baseball coach? The Cisco's going to Troy.
I saw something about that. I don't know, man. I don't know if that has something to do with all those kids going to the. We had a lot of kids drafted. So I don't know if it has something to do with that, or I mean, if it just has something to do with. I think the South Carolina baseball program is really it's underrated, and I don't think that the amount of wins that we pick up on the field necessarily reflects how good the program is from the inside out. We always have a lot of kids drafted. We have a lot of high quality kids playing there. Our coaches end up doing good things, but it just doesn't seem like it translates to wins on the diamond. I don't know if that really has to do with how the tough of a conference we play in, but then you look at our conference, and nobody made the College World Series hardly. So I don't know. I think that it's a deal with. I think Mark Kingston is a Will Muschamp wearing a baseball hat. In that he can get good players in there. He can get Major League Baseball caliber talent like Will Muschamp was able to get NFL caliber talent, but he couldn't develop it to do anything in college. But some scouts and some of them people a little bit higher up that are a little bit smarter can see that those guys have some ability, and they go ahead and draft them anyway, despite the fact that they really didn't do anything in college because they probably know. They know more than we do about how shitty Mark Kingston is or how shitty Will Muschamp is. I mean, it's just facts. I mean, it really is, and I think that's one of the issues there.
Yeah, I agree, Carolina Jackpot. And the thing about this is, listen, Kissy, he's gonna lose a lot of people next season because he's gonna have to place his sister and some of his team. You know.
Yeah, I tell you who's going to have a rough time next year. That's Frank Martin. He's having to replace the entire team is gone except for maybe one or two guys. He's got a transfer portal coming in with a few other kids. He's lost an assistant. I mean, he is going to have a huge struggle next year in the win-loss column, and I feel like I don't know if he'll be around or not.
Yeah, I agree, Carolina Jackpot. And the thing about Frank Martin, listen, I don't think this guy's not gonna survive with these tough schedules. Like you got the Georgetowns, the Florida States, the list goes on. You know.
Yep. All right, brother, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to grab the next call. Appreciate it.
You're right, take care, Jackpot. Hold my fist belt.
Thank you, buddy. Hey, you're on with Carolina Jackpot.
What's up, Carolina Jackpot? How you doing?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Doing good, man. Love watching your stuff online. I saw you're doing call-in, so wanted to get on here and just ask your thoughts.
Yep, this is the first time I've decided to throw one out on my own, but seems like we're doing pretty well this evening. You are the number 4. So what's up?
Awesome. I hadn't watched most of your show tonight, so I may have asked a question that you've already been answering. But what's your thoughts, man, as far as getting back to where and I'm a Gamecock fan, where we used to be when we were winning 11 games consistently? Do you think it'll take Beamer, 2-3 years? But, like with his recruiting, last year I saw on 24/7 Sports, we were like at 80th in the country, and now we're in, the 14 to 16 range in the polls with recruiting. How long do you think it'll take him to get the turnaround for us?
Well, that 14-16 thing we're talking about right now that's right now. We've taken a lot of commitments. A lot of these teams that are behind us that probably are going to end up ahead of us. They haven't took that many commits yet. So I really think South Carolina will probably end up probably about 30th. It's kind of like last year, if you remember when Tennessee was like number 2 or number 3 in the nation in recruiting, and all the Vol fans from Knoxville to Nashville, from Morristown to Murfreesboro were beating the Vol drum about how great Tennessee was, but how great of a recruiter Jeremy Pruitt was. This is not not even counting the McDonald's thing, but and then they end up below number 10 in the nation. So I think that rating's a little bit inflated right now. I think we're actually like ahead of Clemson right now. And we're not going to finish ahead of them in recruiting. But I do think that it's that he's laying the groundwork, he's laying the foundation. But I people's got to be patient with him, man. They got to be patient. We can't be talking about 2 or 3 years and he's going to have us back to winning 11 games for being in the top 10. I mean, it's just not going to happen because all these other teams, these Georgias, these Floridas. I think Florida's going to have a down year this year. I honestly do, but I think next year they'll probably bounce back. I think that Georgia may regress a little bit. These teams at the top are not going to tumble from the top easily. It's going to take, some high quality recruits and like multiple high quality recruits for us to be able to knock them off. We can sign as many 3-stars as we want to, but we've got to get some of these 4-star kids. We've got to get some top 200 kids in these classes because it's been proven out over time that these are the ones that end up making a difference. But the coachability of it, but I just hope that if we do show a little bit of success here in year 1, that he doesn't lose any of these head coaches to better jobs at more elite programs. Because that's the thing. That's what I fear happening. I could see Marcus Satterfield after a couple of years showing a lot of promise as an offensive coordinator, and then ended up getting a job at an Oklahoma or ended up getting a job at a Texas or somewhere like that, and that would put us back to square one. They kind of need to follow. I hate to say it, I wish we could just follow in the Tater model of keeping these assistant coaches where they're at, keeping things grounded, and building on that success. But it's gonna take a little bit of time, and it's gonna these people's gonna have to be patient. And if we have a losing record this year, it would not surprise me in the least if South Carolina finishes 5-7, or if South Carolina finishes 4-8, they win those 3 non-conference games, and then lose to Clemson and beat Vanderbilt, and that's it. And then lose the rest of the SEC games. I would not be one bit surprised, but I expect the product on the field, to be much better. I expect it to be sound, much more improved, and something that instead of taking a loss and just trying to find every excuse for why it happened, like we did back in the Will Muschamp era, taking a loss and figuring, okay, here's what happened, and here's what we can do to fix it, and here's what we're going to do to build on it, and then acting on it and actually building on it.
Yeah, and just another question, real quick, as far as like Muschamp, he was more kind of like hands-on as far as with play calling and things like that. Do you think Shane Beamer will just kind of let his coordinators do their jobs and he just kind of manage?
Yes. I do to a certain point, but then again, Satterfield's not been. I don't think he's going to mess with Clayton White. I think Clayton White's got a little bit more of a proven track record than Marcus Satterfield does as a coordinator. So, I mean, I don't think that Shane Beamer is a defensive guy. So, I think that, you know, I think Shane Beamer's that he's going to have some input on the offense, and I think that he's going to bring Satterfield along. But I think here's my thing: I think Beamer could have been an offensive coordinator somewhere if he'd wanted to. So I think that he's going to help Satterfield along. Which Satterfield is not a young guy either. I mean, he's in his 40s too. He's been around the block a time or two. So he is, and I think that he will, for the most part, keep his hands off of these guys and trust them to do their job. And that's just that's it. The head coach has too much other stuff to worry about, too many other responsibilities. I mean, they can't be calling plays, and now they got to delegate and let these guys do their job. And I think that's what he's going to do.
Oh man, well, thanks for your time, Carolina Jackpot. Love your show, and
thank you.
And looking forward to hearing some more from you.
I appreciate that.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Fireball says, Chuck Phillips, if you want to get in on the Carolina Jackpot line, you can right now. We'll be on here for just a little bit longer. 864-490-4660. 864-490-4660. Unfortunately, I lost one call a while ago, and I may. That's not it. I'm not that. Well, I had one from Myrtle Beach, and I had a Thomas Whiteacre from Columbia. I did talk to Janet from Columbus, Georgia. It wasn't Janet. It was Janet's significant other. That was the one call before that one. I talked to Megan, and we had 4 calls so far that we've actually corresponded with. I had 5 to come through. So if you missed out on that one, if you was one of the ones I hung up on, I didn't mean to hang up on you. I'm just not used to getting more than one call at a time. So call back in, 864-490-4660. It's on the thumbnail to this live stream, if you will. Billy Paul says call him back. I would, but I don't know if that was Thomas Whiteacre. I don't know if that was the guy from Myrtle Beach that I talked to just now. So I'm not going to call one and risk the chance of it being the wrong one and then me look like a ding-a-ling. Fireball says Joker Phillips. What about Joker Phillips? He was terrible, but he did beat South Carolina one year. Blake Robinson says, am I still eating the diet food? Yes, I am. I'm starting to eat more regular stuff right now, too, though. Fireball says what Beamer has going for him is his daddy, but Derek Dooley didn't work out good. So who knows? Yeah, but I think, I don't know. I think Shane's more bought in to, Cherie says we need another food video. Yeah, I want to do one soon. SCU says, what kind of cigarettes you smoke? They're Marlboro Menthol Light 100s when I smoke them. They not mine. They're my old ladies. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't buy them anyway. I don't smoke them on the regular. Randall says, will SC win the SEC in Beamer's time in South Carolina? Honestly, yeah. I think so. Hunter Slay says you need to smoke a brisket, Jackpot. I agree. I need a smoker too. I do. I just got a regular grill right now, and it ain't good for that. Boy, what could South Carolina have? What higher could South Carolina maybe that would have competed with Clemson immediately? None. Brandon Kuhn says, Jackpot, who's the Georgia coach before Mark Richt? I forgot his name. Jim Donnan? No, nobody. I mean, nobody. It's just because of the recruiting. It's been terrible. Well, it's not been terrible, but I mean, it's not been upon on that level. So no, nobody. They don't have the horses to do it. They should have kept Muschamp's high octane offense. Yeah, that was like a dry fart. The word Muschamp, and Rick has Parkinson's disease. Yeah, he does. The word Muschamp and offense go together like oil and water. They really do. SCU says, "What do you think about Brad Brownell?" You asking me? I don't a lot. A lot. I don't know. I think he's okay. He's probably he's been around at Clemson longer than he would. They've kept him around longer than he would probably be kept around in any other ACC school. I think the Fireball says I think the worst starting quarterback in the SEC is Joey Gatewood, not Doty. I don't know if he's going to be the starting quarterback or not at Kentucky. Maybe the kid from Penn State. Let me see what. Eric Twyman says, "What do you think about Bush and Pryor and 5 OSU player want that? What? Well, these guys are just stupid. I mean, they are. I mean, you saw the video yesterday that old Lou put out on that thing. 45 people now on Pigskin Pete and 31 here. Let's see what he's got going on."
My dog. Yeah, Tiger, you can just take that letter you got, rip it up, throw it in the garbage. It's a scam.
Y'all, for anybody in the comment section wondering what Edward's talking about, Edward the other night on the lunch.
Sounds like a bunch of goddamn foolishness. Yeah, I mean that's ridiculous. I mean what? I mean they're just grasping at straws, being childish. When they damn 30-something years old. I mean they're grown ass men now. Hell, probably almost 40 years old. And I mean, just acting like a bunch of clowns. I mean, they know that. I mean, none of that stuff's going to be reinstated. You broke the rules. The rules that you broke were rules at that particular time. Doesn't matter if we went back and changed it now. You can't go. You can't. What? I don't know. I do not understand that at all. I mean, under that logic, during Prohibition, doing this was illegal. So if a police officer from the 1920s could somehow magically come back to life, it would be okay for him to come and arrest me for drinking a Miller Lite right now because during Prohibition, it was illegal, right? I mean, it works both ways. I mean, that's just dumb. Whatever date and time, whatever you living in. That's it. Those are rules. BGPO Football Funk says, "Love your show." Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's get up over 40 viewers right now. We need to compete with Pigskin Pete. Let's take some of those guys from over there, bring them over here. I don't know anybody else is live right now. Fireball says, this is fire. I love this. Fireball says the next will be Pete Rose wanting in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Blake says beer is still legal in some countries. Don't believe it. Billy Paul says thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate it. SCU, I'm a Tater fan, but you're my favorite. Thank you. I appreciate that as well. We got a lot of Clemson fans over here that join in on my live chats, on my streams, and whenever we're doing this stuff, they always seem to show in. What do y'all think of? Have y'all ever watched? And I'm gonna go on ahead and do it right now because I'm a few. What's up, BGPO Football Funk? Thank you for the super chat, sir. What's good? You, sir, you, and people like you. Good evening. Welcome to Carolina Jackpot Time. What's up?
What's up, Carolina Jackpot?
Hey.
It's Jerome.
Hey, Jerome. Yes, you tried to call in earlier, and you were the one that tried to call in, and like 3 people tried. I was on the phone with one. You had called in. I had you on hold, and then somebody from Myrtle Beach, which was the other previous caller, called in. I think I ended up answering his call instead of yours. I'm not used to multiple folks calling me at one time, so I do apologize, sir.
Yeah, it is no worries. I was the Thomas Whitaker one. I'm not good with that kind
This
of stuff either.
This is not like the old days when we had minutes on our phones, and not right now everything's pretty much unlimited, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, what's on your mind this evening?
You don't have to call after 9 o'clock anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna. So I thought it was really interesting. I was listening to one of the Columbia stations.
Right.
Radio stations, and they were talking about the name and likeness thing. It came this is a week or 2 ago, and I've been wanting to call in about it because I thought it was really interesting. And one of the guys brought up, he was saying that maybe the name and likeness was spread out. All these 5-star players from Clemson and Georgia and LSU, and kind of help the other teams because if you have 25 stars on one team like Alabama. Maybe you can make more money at a school when you're, let's say, one or 2 5-star players. And I just thought that was really interesting that maybe it would change the landscape because they got a string of them now, Georgia's and Clemson's and Alabama's.
Right. So you're saying if some I don't know, some mom and pop potato chip company down in Alabama wants to get their product endorsed, and they say, well, hell, let's get us an Alabama football player to endorse it. They have multiple. Well, I'm sure the potato chip people don't know what 4 or 5 stars are. Maybe they do. If it's a dude and he's interested in football, they know what 4 and 5 stars are. But they have their kind of pick of the litter, if you will. But
yeah,
whereas if they went to Columbia, South Carolina, and say this was last spring or last summer, not this summer, well, the only real high profile kid there that everybody knew, or young kid, was like a Jordan Birch, for example. So that's what you're saying. It's like maybe I need to try to go somewhere where I can be a big fish in a small pond.
That's right. So, let's say someone like Matt, like Ole Miss. I mean, the only player I really know is Matt Corral.
The beach bum, yeah.
Besides, what is it, Plumlee? I don't even know if he's there anymore.
Yeah, he's still there. He's back up. John Reese Plumlee.
So, maybe these players that are like, I mean, I don't even know how many are Clemson and Georgia and Alabama. I mean, they just go on them one after another. And maybe the money is spread out more there, whereas if they went to South Carolina or a Mississippi State, they would get a bigger contract. Which I thought that was interesting, that maybe it would spread out for all these players, because I mean, who doesn't want, 10 grand semester sponsorship?
Correct.
Whatever.
And one of the things that I think was interesting is, what would you do? I mean, do you think that this is going to cause a little bit of, on some teams, a little bit of animosity between some of these kids in the locker room? Because, here's the 4 or 5 star quarterback who's getting, chances to get, or running back, getting some chances to get endorsements from all these places. And this kid who's the second string tight end, and well, you know what? Nobody really gives a shit about you. So I don't know.
Or just a receiver that's making that quarterback look good and saying, "Damn, I'm not getting shit, but I'm the one making him look good and getting these big contracts. I'm out of here."
Right.
Who knows?
Right. It'd been like last year. If what's his name, Mac Jones was getting to get the endorsement for the big company down there in Alabama doing whatever, and Jerry Judy was getting you know the endorsement for one guy's Subway franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that. I mean, it's weird. There's a lot of moving parts with that. It's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic. The way that it evolves and gets governed and gets regulated in the coming years is going to be definitely something that's interesting.
And then it's like those big O linemen that are giving Mac Jones the time to be able to throw those dimes. They're getting overlooked too. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's not there's not going to be a lot of people that look at them for that kind of stuff because it's just not a sexy pick. You know what I mean? Which is unfortunate because they work just as hard, and to be honest with you, they're probably more intelligent than a lot of those skill position players you got running around out there because you have to be very intelligent to play on the offensive line.
No doubt. They make everything possible.
Exactly.
But I'll hang up and give someone else a chance. But it was good to talk to you again, man, and I'll call more often.
All right, Jerome. Thank you. Go Gamecocks.
Yes, sir. Go Gamecocks.
That was Jerome out there on the call-in line, 864-490-4660. Sharif says he can't wait to see Carolina Jackpot throw a beer at the screen when Doty overthrows a receiver. Hope that screen's shatterproof because I don't know. Doty underthrows some receivers. It really does. I mean, he's been known to throw some worm burners and some throws that weren't exactly what we needed at the time. So there's that. But anyway, 864-490-4660. We'll take calls here for just a little bit longer and see if we can get someone else in. 30 folks watching right now. So y'all let me know down, y'all in the chat section, and you probably already have, but I missed it so far. Randall says, spot the damn ball. Yes, sir. I'm ready as well. Tell me who you think could be some prize teams in the SEC, ACC, or wherever. I just want to discuss that. Hear your thoughts. Who you think? A lot of people are thinking Indiana is going to do some good things this year. Who's the silent welcome home recruit? It's a kid from Pennsylvania, apparently defensive player. Shit. I don't even remember. Good Lord. And I'm a good Gamecock, and I do subscribe to the Big Spur over here on 24/7 Sports, but can't remember what his fucking name is for the damn life of me. Brandon, you still here? Brandon Kuhn. Maybe you could Nelson. Yeah, kid from Pennsylvania. Randall says Auburn's this surprise team in the SEC. I don't know. We'll see. Iowa State, I mean, everybody's picking that one. I don't know about them, man. I don't know. I mean, their opener, how confident are you in beating Florida, crack pipe? I'll tell you, Began, at the point in the schedule that one comes in, when does that game come for us? Let's see here. Let's flip this old trusty Phil Stizziel magazine. It's really the only one that I refer to this point in time of the season. The rest of them will probably put on the shelf. In November, Megan, it's a home game. I'll tell you probably about 30%. I'm not real high on it because by that point in time, I think that he will have his offense and stuff figured out. I mean, we know Mullins, he's a good quarterback coach. He's a good offensive mind. And it seems like he's been decent at kind of, taking the players that he has, adapting them to, whatever system he's in, and by that point in time, they seem to be on a roll. Broccoli says every time we get a commit from someone in Pennsylvania, Penn State fans say they're no good. Yeah, that kid, the offensive lineman that we got earlier in June, that was a big commit for us. Penn State are the Penn State fans? Yeah. So I'm sorry, guys. Oh, how about they've had their share of high profile. Brubaker is his name. Yeah. So yeah, I don't put a lot of stock in beating Florida. Fireball says he doesn't think of Ole Miss because there was a failure at USC. Yeah, but he was a lot younger then. SCU says you must be off tomorrow. No, I'm not. Go to bed here soon. Nope. Blake Robinson says, my store having seeded watermelons. Sir, we don't sell fresh produce. I'm sorry. When I worked for Ingles, we had seeded watermelons, but they were a lot more expensive than the seedless ones. This is crazy. Man, when I was growing up, when I was a kid, the only watermelons you had that had seeds in them. If you wear a Florida hat, I'll wear a Gamecock jersey for a week. All right? Pipe Man says, why don't we only take two? Who's only taking two to media days, Pipe Man? The Gamecocks, or who are you talking about? We're here. We're almost up to 40. God dang it! We was at 38, and now we're down to 34. We had as many as Peter. SC. Who are we taking, Pipe Man? I haven't even seen that one, so I'm sorry. I apologize for not. He's got 35. We got 33. Come on. Bring it. Bring it.
People think as well. Is there a betting line out on this?
This pizza woman always, every time that I get in on a chat, she's like, hey, Kale. But then whenever I got a live show going on, this pizza woman don't ever get on here.
14 points.
Why?
Or more, I would take Florida.
She wants pizza. I got pepperoni. I got anchovy. I got stuffed crust. I got delivery.
Pittsburgh and Tennessee.
What?
What are they talking about over here?
All right, that was it for the week one. I don't want to get into week two. Week two, there's some great games too.
33. He's got 34. Thank you. We've overtaken them. Haha. Mission accomplished. Stop by Tennessee today and grab my McDonald's bag. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I mean, is that not just the silliest thing? I mean, of all time, it really is. And then you have Tennessee fans trying to justify it. Well, they are sitting here trying to justify it. Well, it didn't really happen that way. It didn't happen how they said it did. It's fake news. Now, that's not fake news. I mean, that happened. Everybody just made that up. So, Eric said he's not. Well, thank you. I mean, at least you're being honest with yourself. And Everybody there now. 864-490-4660. 864-490-4660. We're currently tied with Pigskin Peter, 35-35. We heading into overtime. Lord. Food City bag, Jackpot. There we go. I'm just giving him a hard time. It's funny. Yeah. He's wrapping up. Hey, well, he's wrapping up. There you go. That's the only reason why. Yeah, he's telling me that's the only reason why people's dropping off of him there. Jackpot. He's wrapping up. If it wasn't, he'd be killing you. I don't understand cheating and still sucking. I don't either. South Carolina cheated some years ago under Steve Spurrier, but they won some games. So Tracy Brown says Pruitt was the worst coach in Tennessee history. He's cheated and still couldn't win. Hard to argue that. Last call for calls. 864-490-4660. 864-490-4660. If you'd like to be on here and talk to Carolina Jackpot about anything football related, Gamecock related, Clemson related, SEC, ACC related, whatever. It doesn't matter. We enjoy it all. SCU says Derek Dooley was pretty bad. Yeah, he was. So Butch Jones was pretty bad too. But I mean, at least Butch Jones did bring in some decent recruiting classes. They enjoyed a little bit of success. Under old Butchie, and then in 2017 was kind of a victim of his own success when they lost all those conference games, and then nobody forgave him. Nobody forgave him after that. Jiggy. The Florida shoe game will live on forever down here in LSU football. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. They showed that the other day over on ESPN or ESPN2. They showed a replay of it. I didn't catch too much of it. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that. LSU will get penalized before we will. I don't know about that. I think Kansas is the one that's on everybody's radar right now. Anyway, there wasn't any more calls tonight. So what year was the Carolina Clemson Brawl? 2004, SCU. 2004. Both teams finished up 6-5. Neither one of them went to a bowl game because of the nasty fight up there at Death Valley. That was unfortunate and just ridiculous. Lou Holt was known for recruiting players that he couldn't control, so there's that. Hunter Slice's Jackpot. I'll call in next week. Your wife's been sick. Appreciate that. All right, guys. I'm going to get off here. I got to get to bed. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for joining us this evening. And I actually cried when that shoe went flying through the Gainesville fog. Anyway. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody who jumped on. Thanks for the super chats. Thank you, Mr. Rutherford. Thanks for the PayPals, phone calls, and all that good stuff. I will see y'all later from Pennsylvania. Sunday night, the Rob and Kel Show will be back live. And who knows, I may drop another video between now and then. I probably will. I'm definitely going to drop a scratch video in Virginia. I may do one in West Virginia. I may do one in Virginia, too. I already said Virginia. Maryland. I'm looking forward to vacation. Can't wait. Got 2 more days of damn work left, and I'm ready to go. Thank you, SCU. I'll see y'all. Over Billy. See y'all later. Appreciate you. Peace. I'm out.